Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the SportsChasers podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The SportsChasers podcast starts right now.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator for the SportsChasers podcast here. Coming to you live and direct here on a Thursday night. Glad everybody's doing well. Hey, just a couple of things, man. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the bells for all the notifications. And also, the people hearing on the sound of my voice on the podcast side, y'all do what? Give us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star review. 5-star review. Love us or hate us. Let us know how we're doing when it comes to this podcasting thing, man. Great week, great last week, man. We've been off for the last week and change, but y'all still have some content, right? So that's how we do. Let's meet the crew. Dan, what's going on, sir? How are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm back from churning butter.
Churning butter, yes.
I do apologize if I happen to just the vanish. There's a thunderstorm rolling in through here, right on the house. So hopefully it doesn't knock the power out.
Yes, a lot of just talking to somebody in NC, man. They said a lot of thunderstorms rolling. We got we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing, man?
Yeah, we good. E, we live. See, look at my man E. So E got the gear on, got the burgundy SportsChasers original logo up there. Join the chase. And he's got the polo on. So, hey, you can go to our website, sportschasers.net. You can support us. And I'm telling you
today, man. It's chasing just like us.
Chasing just like us. Quality stuff, good stuff, great hats. The trucker hat, no crap, no joint, no junk here. We're doing it. We're doing it big. Support the SportsChasers. Hey, man. Also, my people on the YouTube side, y'all can holler at us, send us a nice super chat, man. I'll be forgetting to say that. Hey, y'all want to bless us? $5 super chat. Hey, y'all can do that, man. So many ways to bless the SportsChasers and to make sure, we giving y'all good quality content. Like I said, we've been off a couple of weeks, man. Slow sports. Well, no, not really. Well, you know what? Slow in sports, but sports media. No, it has not been slow. Things have been churning, and Dan gave me the word churning. So now, of course, he said that. Everyone, go ahead. You were saying he's here tonight, man. And good to see you, bro.
Oh, same here, man. Feels good to be back on a Thursday night, man. I see my man Dan, Toxic Dan, back in the building. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. I'm just like you, man. We under some thunderstorm warnings and watches and things of that nature, but hopefully it won't wreck anything.
Yep. So we'll definitely do that. So let's start with the news here, man. We'll go to Eric's, the Angry Ones former team that he used to root for, the Commanders. Terry McLaurin looks like he just signed a deal 14 minutes ago. Terry McLaurin, this is from CBS Sports, of course. From Cody Benjamin, he says Terry McLaurin said earlier this month he wanted to stay with the Washington Commanders. Now the star wide receiver is angling to play elsewhere, requesting a trade from the team on the day of the 2025 Pro Football Hall of Fame, as ESPN reported. The Pro Football pass catcher told reporters prior to training camp that he was disappointed and frustrated over a lack of productive contract talks with team brass. McLaurin, who skipped the Commanders' mandatory minicamp, indicated he was also prepared to extend his holdout without any progressive discussions related to any new deal. He said, "It's kind of hard to see how long I step on the field for Washington, and now apparently he's taking that stance a step further." McLaurin, who's technically signed through the 2025 season, repeatedly sandwiched those comments of frustration between I lost my space here. Of course I did. Did they update it right there without it? Oh, looks like they did. The Pro Bowl pass catcher told reporters prior to training camp he was disappointed and frustrated. Got that. Okay. this way. It's also hard to envision the Commanders doing anything but ultimately meeting McLaurin's financial demands, given their win now approach around quarterback Jaden Daniels. Still, the wideout appears justified in his efforts to seek a pay raise, as his $23.2 million average annual value now ranks among the top 15 at his position. On the off chance, General Manager Adam Peters grants McLaurin's requests and fields offers, perhaps as part of the trade for another wideout to pair with offensive addition Deebo Samuel. These clubs could be top suitors. Gentlemen, anybody got anything on Mr. McLaurin? Shout out to all those that's hanging out with us tonight. TikTok, Facebook.
My question is how many 100-yard catch seasons does he have? How many 1,000-yard seasons does he have with, say, 15 plus touchdowns in his career? Stats guy, where are you? Oh, wait, we don't have one of those.
We don't have one yet. I'm doubling as a moderator.
But that would be my thing. Like, if you're in the top 15 of receivers and you're not perennially at that mark, I mean, I think you're earning your money and you're still under contract.
Last year, he had 82 receptions, 1,096 yards catching, 13.4 average. His longest was 86. He had 13 TDs. And that's it when he got for Terry McLaurin.
Yo, man. What is always said on this show, man? What is always told to us? Yo, man, it's the market. It's the market. Yo, man, Dan, I couldn't answer that question because I'm not one of them stats guys.
I'm looking.
I'm trying to pull it. My thing is, it would be detrimental to the offense going forward if they do not have arguably one of the best receivers that Mr. Daniels had last year moving forward. Yes, you got Deebo Samuel, you got all these weapons or whatever, but to have somebody that is familiar, that has been there, means a lot to a quarterback. And I'm not saying that he should or should not get the money that he's asking for. All I'm saying is they need to rectify this going forward, or you're going to have Mr. Daniels basically going through yet another rookie season with new receivers and such. So, I will say this, as Kevin stated earlier, this is my former team, but I do keep a close eye. Terry McLaurin has been the stand-up guy. He has been the professional going to that building day in and day out for the last, I don't know how long he's been there, 7 years, maybe something like that, maybe longer. I don't know. And he went in a class where we all say that these receivers are divas. You did not hear a peep out of him these last 7 years. What does that mean? Really a whole lot of nothing, but I will say that he's not one of these guys that's just out here just running their mouth and not doing what is expected. This man did not have a perennial top 15, top 20 quarterback since he's been there. So that's all I got on that one.
No, I pulled it up.
Okay, what we got there?
So first year 19, he played 14 games. 58 receptions, 919 yards, 7 TDs. 2020, 15 games, 87 receptions, 1,120 yards, 4 TDs. 2021, 17 games, 77 receptions. What was it? 1,053, 5 touchdowns. 2022, 77 receptions, basically 1,200 yards, 5 TDs. 2023, 17 games, 79 catches, 1,002 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then last year, of course, Kevin said 82 receptions, 1,096. So he's right around 1,000 every season. And granted, quarterback situation plays a whole lot into that, because once he got a good quarterback, career numbers basically for touchdowns. So, but you're still under contract.
True. But this is the last year of his contract, right? Is that
last
right?
year? Yes. This is the last year of his contract.
Yeah,
correct.
this is the year that we usually see this stuff. So I'm not shocked. Not shocked by this. They honestly probably should have taken care of this before we got this far. But
right.
These are the Washington Commanders still.
Well, no, that's every team. That's every team now. Everybody holds and waits, and then hey, guess what? You know, someone like Myles Garrett signs for $40 million a year. Well, so and so they got to be the highest one. Now we're paying what 41, and guess what? Dude from Cincinnati is going to get $42 million, or he's playing somewhere else.
Well, D-Dub said last week he don't think they're going to pay him. You talking about
it's Cincinnati? They're not.
Yeah,
it's Cincinnati. Yeah, you might as well trade him. I'm surprised.
I mean, they paid Burrow, they paid Chase,
right,
and they paid Higgins.
They paid Higgins. No, not he's not. He won't get it there. He'll get it from another team, but he's not going to get it from there.
Yeah, because as we said, Cincinnati, they don't pay anybody. You know, well, like you said, they paid Chase last year, but go ahead, E.
No, I was going to say, I mean, it seems like they pay more attention to the offense than they do anything else. And I guess when you have guys of that caliber, you kind of have to, or your team is going to be trash. But yeah, I'm actually surprised with I know we're going off track, but I'm actually surprised that man is still on the roster. I really thought today we were going to trade him and be done with it, because you know you're not going to pay the man. You don't pay 3 guys excess of a lot of damn money. I'll just leave it at that. So,
right. So you figure it's close to $100 million for the 3 of them, because Burrow got probably close to 50. Chase got what, 35, 40? And Higgins probably got 20 something.
At least 20 something, yeah.
So say anywhere from 80 to 100. Just in those 3.
Yeah. Just in those 3. Just in those 3.
Still got what? Let me do my math. You still got 49 other guys that you got to pay? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it when it comes to the NFL. The Hall of Fame game is tonight. I believe who's playing it tonight? Is it
San Diego Chargers? I refuse to call them LA.
The Chargers from originally San Diego, and what is the Lions? I believe they started at 8:00 here in a little bit at the Hall of Fame bowl or game they call it in Canton, Ohio, the site of the Hall of Fame. If you've never been in the Hall of Fame, man, go check it out. It's a treat to go, man. Shout out to all those that's watching. Hey, if you're watching, man, throw some comments down there. That helps us with the algorithm. We appreciate you. Definitely shout out to those that are on TikTok, man. Thank you for chiming in. Also on Facebook, Twitch. What else? We on YouTube, of course, and
Twitter
and X. So
sorry, X.
Yes, sir. Let me go to the next thing in the news here. Who we got here coming through? We got so we got here from Front Office Sports here. This is from Amanda Kristovich, excuse me. She says this. She says 3 weeks ago, the College Sports Commission, they're calling it the CSC, the new entity created by power conferences to enforce the House versus NCAA settlement, issued guidelines suggesting NIL collectors may not be able to operate at all. But then on Thursday, the CSC completely reversed its course. The CSC released new guidelines saying NIL collectors will be allowed to pay players, but cautioned that they still must follow several regulations related to how much money they pay players and their business purpose. The upshot: NIL collectors will still play a pivotal role in recruiting, given that all schools are capped at $20.3 million in revenue sharing payments. Any collective deals that go above and beyond that cap could help players, even if the deals themselves are tied to NIL activities like autograph signings or social media posts. Just real quick, collectors are permitted to enter into NIL agreements directly with student athletes as long as the NIL deals comply with the terms of the settlement. The House plaintiff lawyer Steve Berman says, and Jeffrey Kessler said in a statement, they say this: with this new guideline, student athletes can now devote more of their energy to their sport, knowing that the House settlement provides that NIL opportunities from collectives can be available to them as long as the NIL deals comply with the settlement terms. And that's all I got on that. We are still dealing with this get money thing in the NIL, and the NCAA clearly, as I stated in our article, they don't have a road to what they want to do. So they say one thing one way, and then we go the way. Go ahead, D. Excuse me. Go ahead, E.
All I'm gonna say is this is very exhausting, and I don't have a son, a daughter, a mother, a father, anybody dealing with this nonsense, but it's not. It's exhausting. I guess it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
You don't have the bandwidth to deal with it.
Yeah, I don't, man. It's like below frequency right now, man. I don't. Hopefully they'll be on the road to whatever path or whatever end game that they wish to get to. But when you was reading that, all I heard was the Charlie Brown teacher.
That's all I heard too.
Yeah. So
let's I'll say this, man. I'm with you, E. It's very exhausting. We're not even dealing with, on the field stuff. And of course, people think it's just only the football and basketball. You got baseball, the ladies with the softball, things of that nature. And this absolutely, and I'm for the players getting the money, man. But I know something should have been put in place
before they did it.
And now it's just roughshod. Look at some of the stories we covered last year, the guy in UNLV. And now, we don't even have a real time of when you're supposed to, transfer or when you can transfer. And I don't know, man. You're right. I don't have the bandwidth anymore. I was like, man, I said, why? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. D-Dubs, what's up, man? How are you tonight, sir? What's going on, sir?
Good evening, fellas. How are you guys? I'm doing good. I was just about to say, yeah, fellas, I'm with you. As soon as Eric was speaking, I already knew. Yeah, I don't have the bandwidth for this. I'm so sick of this NIL stuff. We already know. We talked about this last year. They should have put things in place. We said the Wild Wild West, and it's still going on. And they're gonna have to figure it out, man. But I'm not gonna be spending time and talking about this foolishness. They already know what they're doing. So
right. Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Got you. Well, let me move on. Dan, did you have anything, or your bandwidth is 0-2?
I was just thinking, where's our friend at Tennessee? Where'd he end up?
We went to
Oh yeah. What's homie? He got that crazy name. I can't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Did he go to Oregon? Maybe.
I thought he. I would have to look it up.
I thought he went west. I thought he went to.
Yeah,
USC or UCLA.
Oregon, but it was.
I thought it was UCLA.
Or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was UCLA.
Like that.
It's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Well, definitely it's hard to keep up because they keep on switching, and there's no, somebody should just say, "Yo, hey, UCLA." Somebody should have said something or did something, but of course, obviously, we got the Wild Wild West, and it's just what it is when it comes to this stuff. Let me move on. Anybody else had anything? I'm sorry, Dan.
No, I was just gonna say I saw a thing with Dan Campbell. Speaking of the Detroit Lions, where they really have no interest in players that bounce around like this, because when they hit adversity and they're not going to play, they just opt out and go somewhere else. They don't have commitment. They don't work to gain the starting position. Like he said, they had 2 transfers, and I believe one went from an SEC team to another SEC team. So it's not like he was dodging competition. And then the other draft pick they had, I think, went from what's the lower division 2 or whatever, and bumped up to one of the Big 5 schools. So like they went to where there were more competition, because I think the one person went from like Missouri to Georgia or something like that. But I mean, that's something now that, you know, professional teams, coaches, GMs, the whole 9 yards, that they're going to have to look into before they start drafting people. Like, or are you going to put in the work if you're not given the job?
So Dan, I'm glad you brought that up. You know, and I you know, tapped into my producer side, and 2 weeks ago, Dan Campbell said this. This is from Yahoo Sports. John Vaccaro. He said this. Lions Dan Campbell said he's not interested in players with multiple transfers originally, and this appeared in the Affluent Sports. The standard for Detroit Lions players has been clear since the day that Dan Campbell took over as the team's head coach. Campbell wants grinders and guys who are ready to compete at a high level, he says. With the standard set, Campbell's thought on the college player he is looking to avoid shouldn't come as a big surprise, right? During a recent appearance on the Luigi cast, Campbell revealed that college players who have transferred multiple times are being taken off the Lions draft board. And he says this in a direct quote: "This doesn't look like it's going my way, and I don't think I'm going to start. I'm just going to leave." And then you go to the next place, and it just looks like it may not be going where you want it to go. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that school too. Or I'm leaving this spring to go somewhere else. Well, we don't want those guys. I mean, you're looking at guys that transfer 2 or 3 times. Like, to me, you're scared of competition. Ooh. So I don't want to say with every one of them, but we just get them off the board. It's not worth it. No, Coach Campbell. You could say all of them, because you're right. I think you absolutely set the standard, and this just transferring and just going here, there, and to and fro, man. As he says, it doesn't. First of all, you're not stable. Who wants an unstable individual? You just from, you know, in the words of my mom, you're just from pillar to post every time you can get a chance. Now, you know, somebody will say in the chat, because somebody will say, you know, once this is clipped up, you know, they'll say, "Oh, you're poo-poo on the fact that they can just move where they want to." No, nobody's poo-poo on that fact. But I am saying that is, how can you have stability when you have played for 27 different colleges in 2 years? Now, I'm being a jerk off when I'm saying 27 colleges, of course, but y'all get my point. Stability means a lot, and that's a life lesson. Anybody else? D-Dubs on Dan Campbell. I don't know if D-Dubs is here. Dan, you go back. You brought up the original point. That's great job, John. Thank you on that.
Yeah, I just think, you know, that's, you know, that new world, you know, you got people that transfer for multiple reasons. Some is they're not going to get to play right out the gate. Others are bag chasers. You know, they're trying to get to that ATM, as we say. And, you know, I think, you know, a lot of these guys that transfer, like if you got to transfer because, you know, you were a junior college or whatever, and you're trying to play Division I now, so you get noticed. That's a step up.
Right.
Or if you go from a smaller, you know, say Miami of Ohio, not to bag on them, but, you know, a smaller type school, or you Kent State, you know, whatever, and bump up to, you know, the SEC, you know, the Big Ten, you know, whatever they're calling the other one. Or you got the Big 12 and whatever used to be the Pac-10. You know, if you're moving up to better competition, I don't see that as a negative, as long as you're just not bouncing from school to school every semester.
Well, you hear college coaches saying they not even how they're even recruiting in with high school.
Yeah, I would say, you know, I don't know this and I never heard it, but probably one reason why Nick Saban said I'm done was this NIL and now having to be like an NFL GM and work out money and all this other crap. It's like, I'm here to coach football. I'm not here to be an accountant. I want players that want to be here, want to play football, want to compete.
Right.
I don't want somebody chasing a bag to come for 1 year to try to win a championship.
Kind of like a mercenary, right? Yeah,
Okay.
Just what it is. Just what it is. Okay. So that's what it is when it comes to that. Let me go to this. I feel like I'm going to read a bunch of, well, I'll save it. Marcus Morris. Let me go to this real quick. And this is from ESPN. Former NBA forward and ESPN analyst Marcus Morris Sr. was arrested at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, FLL, for all those that keeping track, in Florida on Sunday, July 7, 2025. Yes, and this is from, I'm sorry, not from ESPN. This is from Awful Announcing. And it's written on the 30th from Reese Shipley. And goes on to say he was charged with 2 felony fraud counts for allegedly writing bad checks, insufficient funds totaling $265 to 2 Las Vegas casinos. Here's some of the legal proceedings. He held without bail during extradition hearing in Broward County. Bond was denied. Next court appearance scheduled for August 6, 2025. Nevada authorities reportedly would dismiss warrants if the debt was paid. Morris confirms full repayment via Instagram. And if you didn't see it, he went on Instagram to basically say that this was nothing. Let me go on and read. Labels the situation. He said this was a misunderstanding and is not a fraud to scheme. He says money was paid back and there's a lesson learned. He says admits taking casino markers but rejects the fraud charge, emphasizing he never knowingly defaulted or tried to flee. He says he described the jail conditions as harsh, 51 hours locked down with no food or water, which he found most upsetting. Support from brother and agent. He said his twin brother Markeith Morris and agent Yanni Noy publicly downplayed the fraud label, confirming the case revolves around an unpaid casino marker legal threshold. That's the legal threshold in Nevada. Morris has been a guest and analyst for ESPN, appearing on Get Up and First Take. Consequences for his broadcasting career remains unclear. It's been a hell of a week for ESPN. D-Dubs, are you back?
Yeah, man, I'm back. Yeah, I was about to say, man, it's a hell of a week for these guys, man. The worldwide leaders of bullshit, man. Lies and entertainment, I guess, man. That's what you want to call it. But yeah, man. I don't know what did he expect? He went to jail, dog. It's not the W. I know you're not used to it. Yeah, it's not the W hotel. It's not the what's that old other swanky hotel in the Blue Fountain Blue, whatever you want to call.
Fountain Blue,
It's jail.
Beach. Yep.
It's jail, homie. You know what I'm saying? Follow the rules like everybody else. I don't know what else to say.
Concerned that they don't feed people in your jail.
Oh, Dan, I was getting ready to go there. You know what? I need to go get another hat because I'm going to put on my 5-0 hat. So let me go get 5-0. Let me get 5-0 hat. 51 hours, no, I doubt that. It's probably something he didn't like.
Refuse.
Oh, we know that's a lie, dog. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Oh, but you guys can't speak to that. Yeah, the hell I can.
Why can't I? I mean, you talk about I don't got credentials. I got credentials for that one. No.
So when I read that, I was like, 51 hours. I said, okay, all right. Well, he said it was a misunderstanding. Hopefully he squares it away. Like I said, NBA players, and they've been having a heck of a time with this gambling thing. We had a couple shows ago. I think the last show we this whole thing with gambling, and look at it. All the major sports have gotten in bed with draft picks, DraftKings, all the major gambling things.
Mm-hmm. And we had a baseball player. Didn't we have a baseball player last week? I forget where. Was it last week or a week before then?
Yeah,
he got caught up in a. And again, on the show, we talked about how gambling has become as having a big effect on these, major league teams throughout every major sport. I haven't heard too much about hockey, but players being concerned about being heckled by fans. Fans are getting a little bit more aggressive than normal because they betting their rent money on you to score, and then we having guys who are shaving points or adding extra points. So this has been this is just the tip of the iceberg, I think, right now, and it's only going to get worse as it goes along, and we're going to see some more stories. I do believe.
Go ahead, E. You had something on this?
Yeah, yo, man, I don't have nothing to do this with, man. Yo, man, I don't understand why these millionaires is gambling and why you setting yourself up like this. I don't understand it. That's just me, man. I guess because I'm not a millionaire. I'm not. You're not only gambling with your money, you gambling with your livelihood, you gambling with your career or lack thereof. Go ahead, DraftKings. Yeah, y'all go right on ahead. Yeah, go right on ahead. Hopefully he can rectify whatever situation he got going on or whatever. But yeah, y'all better pay attention to what's going on out here, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Follow the rules, ladies and gentlemen. Follow the rules. It's not that hard.
Follow the rules. Let me go to my next thing. Like I said, it's been a heck of a week for the worldwide leader in sports. And let me go to this next one here. Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas, former NBA All-Star, arrested along with 5 co-defendants in LA federal case. And this is from the Associated Press. Can't get no more, how can I say, more sourced than the Associated Press. So this is from the Associated Press. I'm reading the highlights. He was charged with conspiracy to run an illegal gambling business, operating an illegal gambling business, making false statements to federal investigators. Alleged operations ran from September 2021 to July 2022 at Arenas Mansion in Encino, California. He hosted high-stakes pot limit Omaha poker games. Players were charged a rake per hand. Operations staff with chefs, valets, armed security, and women who served drinks, offered massages, companionship, and paid a percentage tax on tips. Notably, Yevgeny Gershman Giora, a suspect from Israel, organized crime figure, faces additional charges for marriage fraud and lying on immigration forms. Other names was some other dudes with these looks like people that was at the thing. Arenas pleaded not guilty. He was released on $50,000 bond. Trial set for September 23rd, 2025. Each count carries a maximum federal sentence of up to 5 years. Arenas' NBA career, he's played 11 seasons, most notably with the Washington Wizards, averaged 20.7 points per game. He's a 3-time All-Star, and he also has his podcast, Gil's Arenas, which is doing pretty good by the numbers. Gil has a bunch of former basketball stars on there, and they talk basketball, and he's been given a lot of Kobe slander lately on that show. But, that's Gil, and I actually saw his Netflix special with what's his name, and you really got to see how he really acted with that whole gun thing and the Wizards thing, and I don't know. And then if you see him, I think he had an X post yesterday when he got out, pretty much saying that when he got out that hold on, I'm gonna get it right here from Bleacher Report. Former, and a video posted on X. This is from Bleacher Report, and this is from Mike Shannon. He says, in a video posted on X, Arenas danced down the steps of the U.S. District Court in L.A. on Wednesday while saying they can't hold me after being released on $50,000 bond. Per ESPN, Doug Green, Arenas was arrested Wednesday, and they just said that. And if you didn't see the video, Arenas was seen just dancing and carrying on. Gilbert Arenas looks like he's could be for those that like him. I'll tune in and watch the show every now and then. He's an acquired taste. I'll just say that for those that haven't watched. I like I said, I watched. I think he's informative, but I think sometimes he goes a little too far. I saw a couple people on these YouTube streets dancing on his head, proverbially, of course. But that's what it is. I feel like I'm reading it like a police blotter the last 10 minutes. D-Dubs, you there again? I'll let you chime in.
Yo, man, I'm sick of these dudes. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? It's just again, it's been one hell of a week with these sports athletes, these former athletes. Gilbert Arenas is he's another one. I mean, again, you said it right. He's an acquired taste. I don't really watch him that much. Every now and again, he might come on. I might see whatchamacallit that comes by, and he might make some sense.
Yeah.
You know, and then if he, kudos on the stuff that he makes sense about, then all the stuff I could just, leave without. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know why would you think that you could do certain things in Los Angeles or in California, that is. California is pretty strict on a lot of things. And when you start having bookies and dealers, bookies and dealers at the place, and you're not paying no taxes on this money, that will sure get you.
I want to know who told. I want to know who told, because somebody snitched.
Oh, Kev, you know what it is. Come on. Come on, dog. Don't ever say, hey guys, if you ever think that you're doing some dirt by yourself, if you're not doing it by yourself, please believe somebody is going to tell on you.
Yeah, especially when they get their back pushed up against the wall.
Oh, hey man, what we say? You push that piece of paper across that desk. Yo, this is what you're looking at, bro.
Hey, this is what they do. Hey, this is what they do for those that's watching.
Push that paper across the desk.
Hey, hold on. Just watch it.
Oh.
They like.
Let me get my pen.
Yeah, there you go, Dan. Dan knows. Yeah, this
Dear
is what it looks like.
Federal prosecutor.
This is what it looks like for you, yo. And you talk about Fed time, man. So you talk about at least. I think if they totaled up, I think maybe 15, 20 years off these charges. But
according to the 15 years,
yeah. Right. So, these guys play with they like playing with fire, man. I don't know why, but I think it's just more easier just to, get a legit business. And first of all, you know what I want to know, all these millionaire ball players, and they rush to get on, and I'm not even talking about, well, he's one of them. They rush to get on this ESPN platforms and all this stuff, and I'm like, well, y'all are so thirsty to get on these platforms. I just want to know what's up.
I think the pay. That's one pay. If you had DA come in here, DA has his thing about.
Oh, I know. We talk about it all the time. I wish he was here.
About the football players,
Yeah.
So, all right. I don't know. Go ahead.
The only thing I got on this is my experience. If the feds charge you with something, they pretty much know they can convict.
Except for Diddy.
They got him on some stuff. They got him on some stuff, right?
Right.
99%, Dan. Just remember that number.
But there may be, he might not get time. He might just pay the fines or whatever taxes he owed on the money or whatever.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you get charged by the feds, they're not charging you if they think they're going to lose.
Oh no, that's been
so that would be my concern. They can't hold me. Yeah, we'll see. You may be dancing now.
Gotcha. Ryan, there you go. How you doing, sir? Good evening.
What's up, fellas? What's up? Yeah. I told myself since the last time I was on the show, me and the DA was basically yelling at each other. So I'm gonna have a calm, cool, collected voice. I'm not gonna be the high firecracker that I normally am. Just for this show, I'm just gonna be real calm and cool with it. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all. What's up, fellas?
I was about to say I don't like this, Ryan. Then I say,
Right.
Is he sleepy? Get him a coffee. Get him a coffee.
What's up, Dad? What's up,
What's up?
everyone? What's up, D Dubs?
What's up?
what up,
Kevin,
dog?
you
I was
know,
about to say,
you
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 might
know I'm
send
high
Ryan
energy,
home.
man.
I'm like,
Yeah,
You might have to send him home, dog.
yeah,
I
I was
can't, I
about to
can't,
say,
I,
right?
I
You
can't
might
be,
have
I
sent you
can't be
that
nothing.
man.
Right.
Come on, man.
I can't be nothing but high energy. Nah, but and another factor in all of this, right? With the Gilbert Arenas, with the Fed being charged. One, I mean, if he's in cahoots with the Israeli crime mob, that's a red flag. I mean, I mean, it's not you and I having our poker tournament every
No, it's different.
every month. It's
It's
different. You're
different.
not, yeah, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying. So
yeah.
so
You ain't got no bookie and no dealer at your spot. But go ahead.
right, yeah, and
Yeah.
then right, and two, you're in California. I think one of you made that point. It's in California. Why is that a big
Yes,
deal?
sir.
Because of the Native American tribes in California who run the gaming and the gambling sections there. Just like at South Florida, Kev, we have the Seminoles.
Correct.
They don't play.
Nope.
They do not play with they not playing with other people getting in the way of their gambling. That's why, that's
Yeah.
why Vegas is Vegas. That's why Vegas is where it is.
And
Is
Ryan, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone, I think they don't even have. They can't do DraftKings out there in Cali, if I'm not mistaken.
right.
Hmm.
They don't. It hasn't been approved yet to do a sports book. Like Florida just got it like last year. It was on like 3 years ago. Then it got taken down, and now there's a sports book. But in Florida, you can only use the Seminole Hard Rock app. You know what I'm saying, to do sports betting. Um, you know,
Right, right.
so California hasn't been approved yet. Georgia hasn't been approved yet. So for gambling on sportsbook, online. So that's another issue. So yeah, man, they do not play in those states when it comes to things like that. And I mean, and everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Having a tournament style poker game with high stakes is against the law. It just is. Like we all, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then and also too, you ask yourself, well, why does NBA players or sports, or I mean, or sports, sports figures in general, why they get themselves mixed up in these sports books? Because it's just a thrill of it. It's just a thrill of winning and losing. But you have to pick your battles and know that, hey, I can lose this. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a guy. It's probably a bad comparison, but it's just like a guy who wants. I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to get nobody in trouble.
Let me
But
tell
Hey,
you,
I already know where you're going with that, but
yeah,
hey, I
yeah,
got you. Yeah,
you
yeah.
can you gotta you know what I'm saying, you gotta weigh the options of what you can lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but it's just a thrill. Like you guys know, my whole family is in horse racing. So, right, you know what I'm saying? So I come from a background. It's just a thrill of victory, agony of defeat type uh you know feeling that you get, the thrill of victory. So that's what it is, even though these guys have a lot. And but you can't. And then on top of that, and then you have the the poker table with your face on it that says Arenas'
How stupid? How you got to be a dumb? I mean, come on, man.
uh, Arenas' poker club. I mean, damn it, dude, that's all right. And then if he's doing this with the Israeli crime mob, it's an issue, because there's one thing I know. I mean, you guys are in law enforcement. I mean, people are being watched. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't. Yeah,
every
you
day.
can't get. Yeah, you can't get caught up in stuff like that, man.
The
And again,
interesting part,
too. Yeah, go ahead, Dan. My bad.
I was just gonna say, the interesting part, it was 3 years to the month before they charged them. Because it was
Right.
July 22. It took them 3 years to investigate this.
Yeah, because he was probably still doing it. So they, I mean, I've always heard like law enforcement or they'll let you keep doing stuff to a certain point where they can really go after you and get you where it's not like a misdemeanor or something like that.
Hey,
So I
what's that song, Kev? I always feel like someone's watching. Yeah, that's
don't
what they do
Rockwell,
all day.
Rockwell, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good point. So and then it's too right. It's also the arrogance and the attitude of
Yes.
some some athletes where I'm untouchable. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I've always gotten what I wanted because one, I was a great athlete or I'm rich, so you feel like you're untouchable. And
Yeah, I think it's more of the money thing. These guys they get this money and it inflates their ego so much that they think
yeah,
that, hey man, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing to me. I think that's the same thing that happened with what's his Marcus Morris over there in Vegas. He playing the games. They ain't gonna do nothing to me. I'm Marcus Morris. I got cash. I got money or whatever, and he
yeah,
messed around and found out.
and a lot of these athletes too, they don't even like use their own money. It's money that they're borrowing from the casino. So
Right.
they're running up a tab basically. You know what I'm saying? And then when
Exactly.
the and then when the sports book or the casino come looking for their money and you don't have it or you don't want to pay it, and this is what
Time to pay
happens.
up. Right.
Yeah, yeah. Even with entertainers, uh, that
Right.
residency in Vegas, they have they get, hey, they get fronted money. It's a tab. It's the money's not free. They just you don't have to use your money now, but it's just a tab. It's like an IOU. Now, if you win, you good. You know what I'm saying? But if you lose, I mean, I think I heard that even like I know we're kind of getting off topic, but gosh, what's the guy's name, man? I forgot his name. Oh my god.
Ooh.
The singer that sings 24 karat, 24,
Bruno.
24.
Bruno Mars.
Bruno
Bruno,
Mars.
yeah, Bruno. Like I heard Bruno owes the casinos so much damn money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
heard that. Yeah, yeah. That was a couple years ago. That
yeah,
report came out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 So it's just the fact that it's a thrill.
It,
It's the thrill of victory. It's a high for them. Listen, it's a high for me, even though I'm only betting like $1 or $2. It's still like I put in a parlay. My cheap ass, I'm not spending more than $5, but it's exhilarating when you
yeah,
win. That's all it is,
yeah,
man. It's just
yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But you also have
No
to
doubt.
you have to weigh what you can lose and and that's what
Be
blows my
responsible.
mind with
You
yeah, yeah. So
gotta be responsible.
yeah, and to answer your question too, I know I'm being long winded. My bad, fellas. And to answer your question, like, why are like these players are trying to get on ESPN and because they know they can't play forever, and they seen what the Charles Barkley, the Kenny Smiths, the Shaquille O'Neals, they see how now we have the Draymond Greens. They're just trying to set themselves up for after they're playing.
Oh
They
yeah.
see how Luke, yeah, so so
Oh no,
that's why
I
they
get
do
it.
it.
But I
Yeah,
think ESPN gotta do a better job of some of these guys that they do get, because it's be like, yo,
it's
yeah,
it's a
say
it's a it's a little much. It's
yeah,
a little much.
it's a little too much of these
Yeah,
guys up there, man. And
you had the Marcus twins up there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Now you have Shumpert.
Yeah.
It's just
And I'm
the
like,
optics.
come
The
on, bro.
optics
I
does
mean,
look. The optics does look
that's
a
what
little
I'm saying.
crazy.
They,
Yeah.
they really don't. They're really not that polished. And it seems like they just getting them out there. And I don't think they went to any classes, no of any sorts.
Good point, Dale.
And
Right.
they up
Because
there, and I get it. They got the experience. That's cool,
right.
but they're not polished.
Right. And some people are just naturals at it. Like
Some of them are natural. Yes.
I made the comment that when we were talking that ESPN kind of you guys are some of you guys are saying that ESPN ruined it because there's no more journalists. I'm like, if anybody ruined it, it was TNT because they empower all the athletes to come on their sets and do that. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
and
And you made a
they're
good point
so
about that. Yeah, we
yeah
talked about that. That was a
yeah
good point. And I
and
think,
yeah
and I said ESPN did it with the football guys to me on that
right
side of it. And this is what we got now. We got a bunch of these athletes in here, and
right
again,
because
I'm
right.
not knocking them, but it's just sometimes it's just
Some
too
of
much, and we don't have
some of
enough journalists.
yeah no and you make a great point that because that some of them are just not polished. You know what I'm saying? Like they might obviously they excuse me they have the knowledge of the game because they
Right,
played it.
right. Yeah,
You know what I'm
I'm not
saying? But
knocking that at all. Right.
right exactly. But but
You got to
Barkley
be.
but Kenny Smith was a natural, right?
Hmm.
Barkley. I don't remember if y'all remember when Barkley first got there. He was a little rough around the edges. He was still Charles Barkley being funny.
But what I can
Shaq.
respect about Charles,
Yeah.
Charles told the truth. This is where I have a problem with these athletes. Some of these athletes that they bring on, these guys are not objective. When Barkley had to make a call about Michael Jordan and told him that he sucks as an owner,
Yeah.
he said it and that he stood on it. And he
Well,
lost
well,
friendship with Michael for a while with that.
right. Well, I wouldn't say he
I can
always
respect
tells the
that.
truth. No, good point. I wouldn't say he always tells the truth. He always says what's on his mind, and that's why they
Facts.
love Charles. You know what I'm saying? So not everything Charles says is the truth, or is correct. And to Charles, to Charles's point in the back, Charles would tell you that this is just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And he always says that. You know what I'm saying? But and and he just tells you like it is. Like when Shaq first got to TNT, Shaq was unwatchable, bro. He
Oh,
wasn't
Oh, he
he
was
but
terrible.
yeah, he
he
was
was
all.
terrible.
He was
He
terrible.
was horrible. But he got better. He got better. He worked on it. You know what I'm saying? And now Shaq is awesome. I'm like, Shaq is always gonna be, come with the shenanigans and stuff. But it's kind hearted. It's fun unless it's Shaq and the fool with with homeboy that they got into. Yeah. But 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 then you have people like Draymond Green. Say what you want about Draymond Green. I'm not a big fan of Draymond Green with his antics on the court, but man, he's really good. He's really good on the broad. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go to, I mean, I don't know if he did go, I don't know if he has a degree in or anything like that, but he's really good. Draymond Green is really knowledgeable. Um, his delivery's good. You just have some guys who are naturals, but back to your point, it does feel like some of them are not, are not seasoned. It's kind of like a hard watch, but
Yeah.
yeah, but and then we used to have shows. I remember we said like the sports ESPN had just the sports reporters, just the journalists, just going at it,
Right.
but then what happened? Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Let me jump in
Yeah,
here. No, you make a great point about the sports reporters and stuff like that. And I think what's his name from what's the show that just went off with Jay that's
around the horn.
right. One of the journalists on there, I can't think of his name. He said the same thing. He was like, "Hey man, ESPN has went this whole direction of getting just
Yeah,
former athletes instead of just having a nice steady balance of journalists and also athletes." And I'm with D Dub. There's a couple guys and I'll be here all night if I start naming them, man. But I just don't think I don't just think they're objective, man. I think they just
That's the whole thing, Kevin. Is the being objective.
just
I'm cool with you. Okay, I got you. You played. I'm cool with that. But you gotta be objective, dog. You gotta be able to call you and say, "Hey, yo, if that's your friend, I know that's your friend, but you gotta call your friend out and be like, yo, your friend didn't play that great." and be able to and call it out.
That's all I
That's
want.
what.
Right.
That's all I want. I don't want you to be up there talking about, yo, man, I ain't gonna say nothing. That's my man. Da da da.
Yeah,
I'm not here for that.
no Duke on Duke crime. That pissed me off when that dude said it that day, man. What
Right.
I said, grind my gears. That absolutely grind. What you mean? Well, you can't say that. I call him Red Auerbach Jr. That JJ Redick, he did an awful job with coaching and didn't know how to make the center start in the playoffs that day. That's a bunch of nonsense, man. And so when Jay Williams did say that, yes, Jay Williams, if you hear this, I did call you out. That's nonsense when you talk about no Duke on Duke crime. You're not being objective, man. And I think one of the pillars of journalism is you're supposed to be objective, man. I got to get my man Jeffrey Hope on here. Jeffrey, if you're listening, we got to get you on here. Shout out to my main man Jeffrey Hope. We met him at Podfest, man.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's
Good dude. Good dude.
Great dude. He's a journalist up in New England, man. And I got to get him on here. So maybe we talk about some talents of being a journalist and what it is, and being in this space, man. We challenge one another, making sure that we get the right information and give people the proper how can I say the proper rights that they yeah. So you recognition, correct. And so you just want to make sure you do that. So good conversation on this one, man. This is totally right, man. And
we're not done.
Oh,
You're Shannon Sharpe, I mean,
well, let me go, man. Since you, I wasn't saying I was done, but let me just.
oh, okay. I mean, because there was just back to back today, this week. So I mean,
Yeah,
hey.
yes. ESPN absolutely is having a horrific week. This is from Front Office Sports. Shannon Sharpe's exit. ESPN officially parts ways with Shannon Sharpe, and this, of course, this article is from Margaret Fleming and Ryan Glass-Steagall from Front Office Sports. ESPN officially parts ways with Shannon Sharpe less than 2 weeks after he settled his $50 million sexual assault lawsuit. The lawsuit was settled on July 18, 2025, and dismissed with prejudice, meaning it cannot be reopened. Sharpe, 57, denies all allegations, calling the relationship consensual and the lawsuit a shakedown. He has stepped away from on-air duties in late 2025 when the suit was filed in Nevada. ESPN initially supported his temporary leave, but after the settlement, decided not to reinstate him for the NFL preseason. Sharpe's on-air role, including being a regular panelist on First Take, since signing a multi-year deal in 2024. Amid negotiations for a major media deal worth up to $100 million, ESPN's departure likely derails that potential agreement. Despite losing ESPN's platform, he continues hosting podcasts, Club Shay Shay and Nightcap via the Volume, and that deal expires in August. D-Dubs, go ahead, since you said you wasn't finished or we wasn't finished.
Oh, we wasn't finished, man. I mean, it is what it is. He fumbled the bag, man. That's all you can say about it. I mean, the biggest fumble in he was on the cusp of getting $100 million, though. And then you gotta, I mean, he did this to himself. So, it really ain't much to talk about. I didn't think they was gonna bring him back.
I think so.
And it is what it is. So, he has to deal with that. And I think he came on the other night or last night, said, he didn't want to, deal with this until Monday because his brother's in getting enshrined to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Sterling Sharpe,
yeah, Sterling Sharpe. Shout outs to Sterling. But he should have just had said nothing, as far as I'm concerned, and just addressed it at a time, and then you just move along. He still got the podcast, so that's the good thing about him. He diversified. He's he got other things in the fire, so his podcast is still going. So he'll be all right because he's still a major talent. I mean, at the end of the day, he'll still major talent. I think he'll come back around full circle anyway, and people forget he's still, he's still talented. So, but he really messed up.
Good point.
He messed up the bag, and that's at no point you can't do that. That's all I got, Kev.
Gotcha. Ryan, you had something before we move on?
No, I just find it, not say I find it funny, but because nobody knows what really happened. So, but for him to have the platform,
Except for
like
Michelle.
with, oh Michelle, but but for him to have like the platform with Club Shay Shay and him doing all these sit down interviews and him having certain guests on and the guests basically reiterating things to do and not to do, you know, that's all I'm gonna say about that, man. Everybody makes mistakes. So, you know, I'm not gonna touch on what I don't know what happened, but settling for $50 million is should tell you something that you need to know. You know what I'm saying? You know, the truth law. You know, we all know the truth is somewhere in between what both those people are saying. So it could be some truths behind it. It could, and it couldn't. So, but to settle for $50 million, I'm like, I didn't even. I mean, I know he's a talent, but I didn't even know he had that kind of money just laying around. Just to settle. I mean, I mean,
and she retired from OnlyFans that same day.
Of course she did. Like, I mean, we know what why people go on OnlyFans is to make money. So I don't understand how that turned into all of this. So and again, you know,
You're right. We don't know. We don't know what we don't know. But again, you gotta be smarter. That's all I can say, man. That's it.
Yeah. Of course. You can't. Yeah.
Let's Dan and E, did you have anything before I move on to baseball?
All I'm gonna say is when you are deemed when you're deemed a public figure, when you're in the
spotlight,
public light, you're held to a different lens. So let this all be a lesson to all of those who's looking to be in some kind of public figure space, whether it be podcasting, whether it be whatever it is. This is some of the things that you may or may not have to deal with. So you got like everybody said, man, you got to move smarter. You got to run a tight ship. And if anybody gets off track, if you value your legacy, if you value your career, if you value your programming, anything like that, you got to right the ship, man.
Gotcha. Dan?
I just had a thought in my head, kind of lighthearted. You know, maybe somebody went live on Instagram accidentally at Gil's party.
Well, I told you like 20 steps to do that, right?
But it's an accident. We've seen it happen before. That's all I got.
I'm moving on to baseball. As I say that, look, we're not even live on Instagram tonight because there's more steps to going live on Instagram.
Yeah, how many steps you got, bro? Yeah.
So, is it like a 12-step program?
No, I'm out of here. Let me move on. Baseball, the trade deadline is here, and they've been doing a lot of trades. Let me just read some of the Phillies net Juan Duran, a high leverage closer who brings proven track record and lowers his ERA expectations for the rest of the bullpen. The Mets secure Ryan Helsley and Cedric Mullins, addressing their bullpen needs. The Yankees actively bolstered their bullpen with Bednar and Bird, although they fell short and landed the starter that they wanted. I can't think of his name. Alcon Sinatra. No, that's not right. I'll get it right. And Cease. Hey, Yankee fans. I don't know if any Yankee fans out there, man. Hey, my man Volpe at shortstop, man. I don't know what's going on with dude, man, but he's leading the majors in errors, man. Hopefully he'll get himself together. It looks like every time a ground ball goes to him, he's praying that he feels it, man. Sometimes.
Well, they got the Yankees showed up that they got somebody from Tampa Bay today. I forget his name, Calabera. I might be jacking up his name, but yeah, they played a game today, so he just pretty much took this uniform off and from Tampa Bay and just switched over to the Yankees as they were playing. So
yeah, they acquired. Well, this was a little bit updated around 7, but there's probably some more moves. David Bednar and Jake Bird they went to the bullpen. They also picked up Austin Slater for pinch hitting duties, and then, like I said, Sandy Alcantara. Excuse me, that was his name, man. And hey, y'all haven't picked on me lately about my reading. I think I've done better and greater, man. So, but I know somebody will say something this week. The top 16, the top.
They coming for you.
Yeah, they're coming for me, especially butchering that name. Power rankings when it comes to baseball. This week, the Blue Jays are one. No, the Blue Jays have been really phenomenal, man. They on tap to win 96 games. The Brewers are 2, Cubs are 3, Mets are 4, Phillies are 5, Dodgers are 6, Tigers are 7, Yankees are 8. Ryan's Astros are 9. Ryan, what you think about picking up your main man back there? Shout out to Mike Mills and what he said.
Oh, career. Yeah, I just think it was a move for depth because I mean the Astros are leading their division. I think they're only like a couple of games out of having the best record in the American League, and they've had the most people on the DL. So I mean Jordan Alvarez hasn't even played all season. Their best player.
Correct.
So I mean, and for them to be where they're at, it was now Pena, the shortstop who took Correa's place, he's been hurt, so I think they said Correa's going to play third base. When Pena comes back, he's still going to stay at shortstop. So it was just for depth, and it never felt right for Correa to leave anyway. Because like Correa and Altuve, they're the ones who started the trajectory. Nah, man. They still won. They still won the championship without that stuff. So let's stop that. Yeah. So it never felt right him leaving anyway because they kind of came in together, getting double plays together. They just always seemed like together. So I'm happy that he's back. And the Astros are right there. So I'm happy with the deal.
Got you. Yeah, I know you. I don't know if you saw what the Diamondbacks did when they traded old boy to the Cubs. I'm trying to think right here.
Who's that?
No, I'm trying to pull it up right here. I'll get it here.
It was a Kelly, I think.
I think so.
Oh, the pitcher? Yeah. Well, I mean, the Diamondbacks really they tried, but with all them injuries and everything going on, man, they were better off being sellers. I have to look at who they got for them, but man, that's a tough division to be in, man. If you ain't right, you might as well be the Colorado Rockies if you're not going to be the LA Dodgers. There's no in between in that division.
You're right. That National League West is a beast. So that's just what it is when it comes to that. We'll talk a little bit more about baseball and trades probably over the weekend, man. We had that. Let's go to the. Did we have a trade in the NBA? No, I don't think we had a trade. We'll go to the NBA.
Nah.
I had a question. I had a question.
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead, Dan.
Got one thing. This is the only thing I had for this segment is sell the fucking team, Bob. Sell the team. You got rid of Hayes. You got rid of Bednar. You got rid of Ferguson. I'm surprised that we didn't lose O'Neal Cruz. I'm over this guy. Like.
Yeah, still doing business with the Yankees every year, bro, I tell you.
Yep, you're waiting for Skeens in 2 years. Don't worry.
Yeah, are we waiting?
Well, that's part of it. That's part of this thing where I think Dan, you've been saying that you've been banging the drums on that about making at least a floor where they gotta spend a certain amount of money to be competitive and not just collect the luxury tax because they're quote unquote they're a small market team and they can't afford. So this is just what happens every year with baseball, man. And it's sad, man. Pirates, one of the charter franchises in the National League, man. And this guy sucks and doesn't spend any dough on players. He, gets great players and then they ship them off. So go ahead, Dan.
I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm done with the Pirates.
Man, that sucks, man. I hate that, man. I hate that. Let's go to the WNBA. Ryan, what do you got, sir? As we go to the WNBA.
No, just we had the Lynx and the Liberty face off last night. Finals from last year.
That's the first time they played.
Yeah, and
since right since that's the first time they played since the championship.
Can you hear me?
Correct.
Yeah. No, I was saying that's
right. Exactly. Like, yeah.
We couldn't hear you.
Yeah, that was that was the first time that they played, this season. So it felt like that's a game that should have been like opening day, or at least the first week of the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or the first weekend you have that game. But it was kind of not as hype because one, Stewie was hurt. So Stewie's been out, and Sabrina Ionescu has been balling. So she's probably gonna be all first team at the guard spot. And man, Nafisa Collier, y'all know how much I love her. You know what I'm saying? Love her game. She's just she's the best player in the league right now. So she's more than likely gonna win the MVP. Hopefully she stays healthy. They have the best record in the league, and they were undefeated at home until they caught an L. I want to say, I think, was it Dallas who beat them? But we had that game last night. But those two teams, the Liberty and the Lynx, seem like they're just the class of the WNBA. I know we had Phoenix, who's a surprise. Phoenix is a surprise. The Aces, man. I was wrong. I gotta admit, I was wrong. I thought it was a good move. With Plum, not saying Plum, was the cause why they were, didn't win. Plum is awesome, but I think that because she needed the ball in her hand so much, because she's a dominant guard, she probably wanted her own team. And I thought it would have been. I thought bringing in Jewel Lloyd, where she's more of an off guard and can play off of Chelsea and Jackie Young. It hasn't worked out the way I thought it would. The way I thought it would. They even moved her to the bench. She's coming off the bench now for the first time in her career, as of late. So they're even putting bring her in as a sixth woman. So I was wrong about that. They were on a little winning streak, the Aces, but yeah, they. I was totally wrong about that. It looked like Kelsey Plum was 9 months of the heart and soul of the team. Obviously, that's Asia Wilson. So Asia's probably top two. Between her and Nafisa Collier, you know what I'm saying, in the league. So yeah, I was totally wrong about that, and I got to call myself out because I'm like, oh man, they got Jewel Lloyd. She's a bucket, but she's been struggling. And I think it was her idea to come off the bench. Because we know, you have a lot of mouths to feed, with Jackie, with Gray, and and Asia. So the shots are not there like it used to be. Your usage isn't there. You know what I mean? So when she can come off the bench and then she can just look to be aggressive and don't have to worry about, hey, it's been 3 trips down the floor and Asia hasn't touched the ball. No, you're playing. Asia has to touch the ball. So yeah, so we'll see how that turned out. They made a trade for the Alyssa Smith. I thought it was a good trade, get some size, and but the Liberty made a sneaky move and picked up Emma Nieseman, who's she's a world champion. She won a championship with the Chicago Sky with Candace Parker and Kalia Copper. She's fantastic. So they're gonna get her in the next couple of games. They'll get her back and perfect timing because they don't have Stewie. They said Stewie might be out for weeks, not days. So she has a knee bruise. a bone bruise in her knee. So she's gonna be out for a while. So we have that. Teams jockeying for position. I know I talked about it before, but I just love what the expansion team, the Golden State Valkyries are doing. The Fever, without Caitlin, they're winning their share of games, but they need her back because obviously Caitlin's awesome. You know what I'm saying? And even though the Fever won the commission, they beat Minnesota in Minnesota to win the Commissioner's Cup without Caitlin. But we know they're not better. You'll see people say, "Oh, they might be better without Caitlin." Nah, let's slow down. That's not the issue. But their ceiling is a lot higher with Caitlin. Trust me. But you don't want to be in a position where she's out too long. It's so hard, right? Because you don't want to rush her back,
right.
But then you need time for them to start playing with her again, because Caitlin is a ball dominant guard. She just is. You know what I'm saying? Whether she has the ball or she doesn't. So Aaron McDonald had a hell of a game yesterday. And the Fever are right there in the playoff hunt. My sneaky team that I picked as a dark horse was the Atlanta Dream. They're right there. Seattle's right there. So yeah, man. Just good basketball on a whole. I know we want to talk about this. I know we had the fiasco. Well, you could probably bring it up. You probably gonna bring it up later, Kevin. So yeah, that's all I got right now.
No, I'm good. I was waiting for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got the wig debacle. And and not only that, this has happened. I want to say this has happened 3 times to Copper already. It happened last year against the Aces when her wig got caught and it came off, and then they all had the towels around her and stuff. And then the game a couple of days ago, her wig came off. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, damn, just playing your regular hair and stuff like that. And I get it too. You know what I'm saying? It's, nobody's right, nobody's wrong. I understand everybody's opinion, but yeah, it was funny, and everybody was laughing. Even the girls in the court were laughing, and I know the fan got kicked out the game. People thought the person got kicked out because they were just laughing. That's not what happened. He wasn't just laughing. I don't know what was said, but if the whole stadium or the gym is laughing and only one person gets kicked out, he must have said something. I don't know for a fact, but I'm not gonna say somebody's wrong if they have this opinion or somebody's wrong if they have that opinion. That's just what it is, and then it's just weird, man. The whole I can't even say this word.
The dildo on the court.
Yeah. That was weird too. And I think they don't know who did it. So I don't know. Yeah.
Yo, Ryan, let me ask you this before we get out of here. And I saw this. I don't know if you saw her press conference at the end. Young lady with her wig. What's her name again?
Copper.
Yes. When they played the Fever, when they went back and played the Fever the other day, why was she? This is what I want to ask. Did you hear her press conference when she was saying a lot of people were booing what's her name, Bonner, when she went back? What do you think about that?
Oh, because they're supposed to boo Bonner. She's not on your team no more. She left. She's like, hey, and to Bonner's point, the reason why she left, she thought she was going to have a bigger role. That's why she came there, right? And I always thought, I mean, even when we did where Dan and I and yourself, Kevin, when we did the preview show, the WNBA preview show, I was saying the move for Bonner, because she's one of the older players in the league, it's not going to be for the regular season. It's going to be for the playoffs. But I felt like she must have thought she was going to have a bigger role in the regular season, and she just wasn't getting the minutes that she wanted. I don't know if she wanted to start. I doubt that, because they're loaded. But I think that I just think that she thought she was gonna have a bigger role, and it didn't work out. And she won. They moved on. If you're not playing her, hey, can you just release me so I can go to a different team? She went back home. She went back to Phoenix, where she's won multiple championships, so she's familiar with with the team. I don't know if her and Alyssa Thomas are still engaged. I'm not too sure about that, but Alyssa Thomas is there. AT, who's having another hell of a season. She's just awesome. A triple double waiting to happen every game. But no, I have no problem with the Indiana fans booing her. She left because she wanted to leave. She didn't stick it out, so they felt like, hey, you quit on us. Even though Bonner probably thought the team quit on her because she wasn't getting the minutes. So, so no, she's supposed to get booed.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's what I was saying. When I
heard
it, what are you talking about, young lady? You need to keep
no problem at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just go back to the hair thing.
Yeah.
This thing keeps happening. Like how when the guys play, their shoe fall off, they keep playing. So, I mean, where I'm going, right?
I mean, come on, Cam. Have you seen what the girls have on their head in order to have the wig on their head? It looks ridiculous.
I got you, man. They just have.
They look like bank robbers to me. I mean, I'm going to shut up.
It look like they got a do-rag on. Well, they literally do, like a skull cap. And, so it's like, I mean, it's embarrassing, bro. So that.
Okay.
You
know where I was going.
This ain't Joanna, man. You know what I'm saying?
It was actually filmed in Charlotte. So,
was it?
Yeah, it was absolutely. Yeah. Shout out to Joanna. Yeah. Anything else, Ryan, before we get on out of here?
No, man. No, but listen, I understand when other people say, hey, like Dan, I'm just gonna say, like Dan said, shit, just play with your regular hair. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It's not a fashion show. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand his point. Definitely understand his point. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just funny, man. And like I said, man, the game, she put back on her wig, and the game went on, man. So yeah.
The hockey player loses his stick, he keeps playing. The NBA player loses his sneaker. You lose your you get down in that zone defense, man. But hey, thank you so much. Thank you, Ryan, so much. Great show tonight, fellas. Let's give ourselves some new things.
Oh, and by the way, Macau Bridges signed his extension for I think 150.
Yeah, with the
Knicks. Yeah, he took a $6 million pay cut.
Yeah, he took a pay cut.
People are like, oh, he took a pay cut. What? Motherfucker had to take a pay cut. You give him freaking 5 first-round picks, and I got that. You better take a pay cut. So,
hey, Ryan, using my mind. Yeah. Exactly right. You better do us a favor, my man, because
right. Yeah. You was gonna ask for the max?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sit down somewhere. Nah, but still a good deal. Yeah, still a good deal. Yeah,
still good. He still got a good deal, and he helps us out. So we help. You know what I'm saying?
And not only that. Now it's a more tradable contract, right? So if it doesn't work out, now you can look to move him if you wanted to, right? So it gives the Knicks more flexibility, more cap control in a good move. Not saying the Knicks are going to trade him. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying
But it gives them options just in case.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So not bad. But he had to take some kind of he didn't really have any more leverage.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And not only that, nobody else is gonna have the money unless he wants to go into the season without an extension, and that wasn't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, right, because nobody in any sport, even in basketball where money's guaranteed, you don't want to play on you don't want to play when you're on a 1-year deal. That's like McLaurin. You know what I'm saying? With Washington, I think he has only like 1 more year on his deal, right?
Yeah. Well, we talked about you talking about football? No, just 2020.
Yeah, football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier. Yeah. Yep.
He has 1 more year on his deal. That's why he's not going out there. Because in the NFL, they can cut you at any time. It's not the NBA where all your money's guaranteed. Players in the NFL never want to go on a 1-year deal unless what? They're getting franchise tagged where they're the top 4 at their position, getting paid that money. You'll take a chance with that. But if McLaurin goes out there and ruptures his Achilles, then what?
He's SOL.
I get it, man. Like, some players who have like I heard you guys talking earlier about, with the Cincinnati defensive end, you know what I'm saying? Who led the league in sacks, right? And I want to say he has 2 years left on his deal, right? Or something like that. But, his stats say he should be getting more money, and he has leverage. And the leverage he has is that somebody will pay him that. So, you only have, especially in the NFL, you only have a couple of chances to maximize what you're worth as far as what your play is saying. Because at any time you can fall off. Because what if he has a bad season next year and now all his leverage is gone? He led the league in sacks, so now you got some type of leverage. If you feel like you outplayed your contract, you try to go get it. And I understand the franchise's point. Well, dude, you still got 2 years left on your deal. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to pay you, but then you're gonna have a upset guy that's like, hey, you can give me a new deal. They do it all the time in the NFL where they restructure contracts to give you more upfront money to help with the salary cap to bring in more players, but they give you more guaranteed money. It happens all the time. So, we'll see what happens. But like you guys said earlier, they gave a lot of money to the offensive guys because that's the strength of their team,
Yeah,
So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Sorry, man. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. Definitely, man. Hey, for all you football junkies, man, football's back. The Hall of Fame game, I was going to say the Clippers. Hey, Ryan, real quick. I know I keep saying,
Yeah.
Hey, what? Speaking of Clippers, because that just
Yeah.
This old man, this should that be called the LA old man? What they got going on with the Clippers, man?
No,
give me 30
no.
seconds, man.
Okay. The reason why, they are older, right?
Yeah.
But remember, they're getting all these guys on minimum deals.
Correct.
Bradley Beal was a buyout. CP3 is on a minimum deal. So they're not hurting the cap where you're bringing in guys. And Harden, is about to be 36. Kawhi's 35. CP3's almost 40 or whatever he is. I think Bradley Beal is 33 or something like that. So, Bradley's still relatively, not as old as those guys. They bring in John Collins, another athlete, lob threat. And because they're older now, now you have more depth, right? Now Harden doesn't have to play all these minutes where you can kind of, I don't want to say grind your gears with load management, but load management during the games, not load managing where you just don't play at all. So now they have more depth. Even if the depth is they're older, it's an older depth. They have more players at an older age, but they have the depth now where you don't have to count on Kawhi, every game to be there or to play heavy minutes every game or James Harden every game, So I understand your point where, they're one of the oldest teams in the league. I think didn't they bring in Brook Lopez as well? Yeah, they brought in Brook Lopez as well. Yeah. So they're very long in the tooth, but it's depth. It's depth. So we'll see how it works. I mean, the trend is most of those guys are going to break down. That's the trend.
Right.
But I can also say that everybody knows CP3 is very injury prone, but he played all 82 games last year for San Antonio. All 82. And the reason why was he wasn't playing 30 minutes a game. He's right around like 20, 25 minutes. So that's why I said about the depth. And that's what the NBA is leaning towards now is depth, not just like a top heavy front five. Like say the Knicks, when the Knicks had no depth. You guys starting five was awesome, but then you had no depth behind it. And then, we ain't got to, carry on with the minutes police and nothing like that. But that's what the league is going to now. So now the Knicks are getting more depth, So it's good. So I think on paper, if it was 5 years ago, this would be awesome. But 5 years ago, you wouldn't be able to afford all these players. See the point? So because you're getting them at a low contract, minimum contracts and buyouts, you can take a chance. And if it doesn't work, you can still cut them and stretch them. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like if it doesn't work out. So no, I get it, man. But I get your concern. They're old, but they're old at a cheap price.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
He's Ryan D'Souza with the WNBA and NBA. Appreciate those that was with us tonight. Thank you so much. They said we wasn't live on TikTok. I don't know what's going on. It looked like we're live, but we'll have to look into that, man. But appreciate all those that was commenting and hollering at us tonight, man. We usually do this thing called parting shots, man. We usually toss it around, and we'll start with the angry one. Angry, what you got for us as we get out of here tonight?
It was a great show. Great to be back. Shout out to everybody in the comments, everybody watching. Shout out to everybody on the panel tonight. DA, Mikey, we love y'all. Catch y'all next time. Oh, man, nothing too heavy, man. Man, everybody, again, as I always say, man, it takes nothing to watch over your fellow man, woman, and child. One good deed lasts a lifetime. Well, obviously, a bad deed lasts a lifetime, too, but that's a whole nother story.
Thank you, E. I appreciate it. D-Dub, what you got for us tonight, sir?
Not much, man. It's a good show, man. Appreciate all you guys jumping on. Shout out to Mikey and the DA. Hey, football's back. Every time I'm looking at football now, and when I look at it, I think of cooler weather because it has been an absolute inferno down in the southeast here. So, I'm grateful that, cool air is coming soon. So that's all I got.
The fact that when I got back down to South Florida, it was cooler down this way than it was in the Charlotte area was insane. That's all I'll say. This past Monday, it was burning up there. I was like, geez. Dan, what you got for us, sir? Great to have Dan back. Let me get Dan some applause.
Yeah, man.
Dan, what you got for us, man? Glad to see
Nothing too heavy. Good to be back. It was good to see everybody on the panel. DA and Mikey, we missed you guys. Not too heavy. Just take care. Stay out of the heat because it's still freaking hot.
Well, we're past 30 minutes, Dan. You could have went for it. We're good. D-Dubs. Ryan, what you got for us, sir?
Nothing too heavy, but just want to say, good show. Our fantasy WNBA fantasy league is coming to an end. Dan, I want to apologize to you because I think you're my toughest. Gonna be my toughest opponent. Not Mike Mills. Mike Mills ain't set his team yesterday, so I'm kind of mad about that.
I don't know why you remind everybody every day.
I know. I'm like, because I don't want no excuses when my undefeated team wins the whole thing. So man.
Get ahead of yourself.
Man. It's just it's good to see everybody, man.
And speaking of which, man, we'll absolutely be doing a NFL like how we did last year on CBS Sports. We'll do that. That was fun last year. Dan is a 2-time champ.
I might have to retire from that. Give you guys a chance.
Yeah, Dan kicked our ass in that thing. I think there was 1 week Dan didn't even set his lineup and he was still winning.
2-time champ, and he got it on his damn on his nameplate right there. 2
Oh,
times.
that's what that is. I always wonder what it was.
I know
Nice.
you don't want. I know you don't want a 3 there.
Nice. Nah. You're good at that, man. Kudos, brother.
I'll have to bring out the Hulk Hogan this year.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's dude, man. But listen, man, I don't have anything heavy, man. Like D-Dub says, football is back for you football junkies. Yep, football is back. Baseball is, we got past the start game, and in Pittsburgh it is. Sorry to say, baseball. They wanted to the dog days of August. The NBA, the WNBA, they got their season going on. They passed the All-Star game, and this is where things really heat up, man. So sports is about to pick up back again. It takes a little lull in July, but man, I'm glad to be here for it, and look forward to. He's ready. He's ready for football already. Cooler weather.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and he got his jersey. Look at Dan. Those that are listening, Dan just put on his Aaron Rodgers number 8 jersey for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I thought he didn't want Aaron Rodgers.
You know it, but I got to ride with it. I don't have a
but now that he's on the team, you got to support it. I feel you, brother.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It was the reindeer or it was him.
Oh yeah. You know what?
I'll take my chances with A-Rod.
Okay, yeah, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ, man. Let's see what they can do out there, man. Listen, we're going to get out of here, man. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin Warren, your host and moderator, for Dan, the hockey dude, for James, the angry one, for Daryl D-Dubs, for Ryan, and for Mike Mills and the DA in their absence, man. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good, be great, be blessed, man. We'll catch you on Monday night for the rewind. Y'all be good. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.